the mystical path and the illusions of the foolish man. In the vast tapestry of existence, everything around us is a manifestation of the divine. The intricate design of the universe, the harmonious dance of the elements, and the mysterious interweaving of life's moments are all expressions of an infinite intelligence that permeates all things. Yet, despite the omnipresence of this divine essence, the foolish man remains blind to its reality. He assigns his own limited meanings to the manifestations of the divine, shaping them to fit the narrow confines of his thoughts, failing to grasp the truth that lies beyond the reach of mere intellect. The foolish man's error lies in his attachment to the fleeting, the transitory. He clings to the ephemeral, believing it to be eternal. He builds his life upon shifting sands, constructing castles of illusion that the winds of time inevitably erode. Every moment is a reminder of the impermanence of the world, yet he lives as if the things he holds dear will last forever. This delusion prevents him from recognizing the deeper truth, that the only constant in the universe is change, and that clinging to what is temporary only leads to suffering. All that happens is bound by the law of nature, a law as inexorable as time itself. Every action has its cause, and every cause has its effect. This chain of causality is unbreakable, yet the foolish man acts as though he is exempt from it. He plunges his hand into the fire, believing that he will not be burned. He disregards the lessons of the past, repeating the same mistakes, trapped in a cycle of ignorance and pain. The wise see the world as it truly is, a web of interconnections, where every thread is a part of the whole, and every action reverberates through the fabric of time. If we could peer beyond the veil of time, we would see how many lifetimes we have lived and how many we have wasted, returning again and again to this world without gaining wisdom. The burden of this realization would weigh heavily on our souls, compelling us to seek the path that leads back to our true home. But the foolish man, oblivious to this greater journey, is content merely to live, driven by the desire to survive at any cost. He is unaware of the higher purpose of life, the journey of the soul towards liberation. All around us, people are consumed by their desires, believing that fulfilling these desires will bring them happiness. Yet, in their pursuit of pleasure, they find only dissatisfaction. They chase after illusions, mistaking them for reality, and in the end, they are left empty-handed. The wise see this, recognizing the futility of such pursuits, but the foolish man remains blissfully ignorant. He convinces himself that the pleasures of the world are the key to happiness, even as they lead him deeper into the mire of suffering. True life, the life that transcends the illusions of the senses and the delusions of the mind, is found in knowledge. This knowledge is not of the intellect but of the soul, a deeper understanding that comes from direct experience of the divine. It is a knowing that goes beyond words, beyond thought, and beyond the grasp of the foolish man, who is certain in his ignorance. He believes that what he can touch and see is all there is, and in this belief, he remains trapped in the prison of his own making. To rise above the fallacies we have been taught, or those we have accepted out of a desire for safety, is indeed a difficult task. It requires courage, determination, and a willingness to let go of the familiar and the comfortable. This path is the only way to true liberation, but it is a path that few are willing to tread. The foolish man, content in his delusions, wakes each day believing that he is secure in his beliefs, and sleeps each night wrapped in the comforting arms of ignorance. We live in an age of darkness, an age where the light of truth is obscured by the shadows of illusion. The darkness is deep, but it is always darkest just before the dawn. This is a time of great peril and great potential. The path is unclear, and we must tread carefully, for there are no clear signs to guide us. The wise move with caution, aware of the dangers, but the foolish man strides forward with confidence, unaware that he stumbles blindly through the darkness. He is certain that he will reach his destination, but he does not know where he is going. There are many who would give anything for a moment of true peace, a peace that comes from within, unshaken by the turmoil of the world. Yet, the foolish man wastes his life in the pursuit of worldly battles, engaging in the war of the world, where men devour each other in their quest for power, wealth, and status. He does not see that these are illusions, distractions from the true path, and in the end, he is left with nothing but the ashes of his dreams. In the final analysis, whatever we do in this world is ultimately meaningless. When we open our hands at the end of our lives, we find that we hold nothing but ashes. The wise understand this, and they know that the only thing we take with us is knowledge, the true understanding that comes from a life lived in alignment with the divine. They also know that the only thing we leave behind is our love, the selfless love that arises from the realization of our oneness with all beings. But the foolish man clings to the things of the world, believing that in them he will find salvation. He does not see that the things he holds dear are but shadows, and in the end, they will all fade away. The path to true liberation is not easy. It requires us to see through the illusions that the world presents to us, to recognize the impermanence of all things, and to understand the deeper laws that govern existence. It requires us to turn away from the distractions of the world and to seek the knowledge that lies within. But for the foolish man, this path is too difficult. He prefers the comfort of his delusions, the security of his ignorance, and the fleeting pleasures of the world. And so he remains trapped, wandering in the darkness, unaware of the light that lies just beyond the horizon. In the end, the choice is ours. We can choose to remain in the darkness, clinging to the illusions that we have been taught, or we can choose to seek the light, to pursue the path of knowledge and liberation. The way is not easy, but it is the only way to true freedom. Let us not be like the foolish man, content to live in ignorance and delusion. Let us strive to see the world as it truly is, to understand the deeper truths that govern existence, and to walk the path that leads to our true home. Only then will we find the peace and liberation that we seek.